Hi, I'm Dawn from the blog ParkinsonsandUs.com. Welcome. Today I would like to share with you my mental health morning routine. Now, there's a lot written about morning routines, what's healthiest, what's the best routine, and honestly, there really isn't a best routine. It's really a routine that works for you. Throughout the years, I've developed a routine for myself, a morning routine that works for me. So my mental health morning routine started probably about 20 years ago. Gosh, that ages me. It started really when I was in nursing school. There was a lot of work, a lot of stress. I was raising 3 children on my own, and I really needed to take some time for myself every single day. What that was then is different than what it is now, but that's really kind of when I started developing my morning routine. Specifically for anxiety. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety of trying to raise my family and going to nursing school at the same time. I knew that I needed to take at least 10 or 15 minutes out of my morning before the children woke up, just to carve out some time for myself and to gather my thoughts, to gather my strength for the day. So, like I said, it started in nursing school. And then when I was working in oncology, I was working as a pediatric oncology nurse, I really needed my morning routine more so than ever. I enjoyed working with the children and their families, but honestly, it was stressful at times. It's stressful being a nurse, it's stressful working in healthcare, and it was quite stressful working in oncology. So although I enjoyed it, I again needed to take time out for myself every single morning, just to gather my strength and gather my thoughts. So over the years, my morning routine has just kind of strengthened and kind of become more carved in stone. And now it's so part of my routine. I do it all the time. I don't want to say 100% of the time, but I want to say 99% of the time. It's such a part of my lifestyle, and it absolutely helps me with stress, anxiety, especially us as caregivers and care partners. There's a lot of demands on us, and we do need to take time out every single day for ourselves and for our health. And for me, the first part of the day, taking out about 30 minutes in the morning. I even get up early. If I have something to do in the morning, I will set my alarm and get up even earlier because it's that important for me to fit my morning routine in my day. So I'm going to explain to you what my mental health morning routine looks like, but again, it's different for everyone. And I really encourage you to just kind of explore and see what works for you. A big part of my morning is I light a candle. I have a special area in my bedroom. That's where I sit every morning. It's always the same place. It's kind of like my little sanctuary. And so I always make my cup of coffee. I go up into that little area of my bedroom and I light a candle. I'm a candle girl. I love the smell of beautifully scented candles. So that's the first thing I do. I have my coffee and I light my candle. Then what I like to do is I read a daily devotional every single day. There's a lot of devotionals out there, and you can kind of browse and explore. I'll put a link down below for the devotion that I use. And honestly, this is the daily devotion that I've used for years. I enjoy it so much that I don't even switch it up anymore. I just go through it every year and then go back at it again the next year. So that's the first thing I do, is I read a daily devotion. Then the next thing I do is I journal. Journaling for me has been a lifesaver. I can honestly say that. I'm not sure what it is about journaling or writing my thoughts down, but I started journaling, like I said, probably about 15-20 years ago. Before that, I would journal here and there, but not consistent. But once I started being really consistent with it, it has helped so much. And if you get anything out of this video, I really encourage you to try journaling. Journaling is more just exploring, writing down your thoughts, your feelings. There's really no rhyme or reason. It's just kind of whatever comes to mind. And so for me, journaling has been, like I said, a lifesaver. So I will start with my daily devotion, and then I will turn to my journal. Now, there are a lot of different journals out there. You don't have to get carried away and pay a fortune. It's really whatever works for you, whatever is comfortable for you. I've switched my journals up throughout the years, but now I've actually kind of narrowed it down to one. This is the one journal that I use all the time, and I just reorder whenever I'm done finishing with this one, then I'll just reorder another one. But I like consistency, so I like my journals to kind of all be the same. But who knows, maybe down the road I'll get bored and mix it up. But for now, this is the type of journal I use. So, like I said, there's all different kinds. You use what works for you. But a couple things that I like about this journal is it's not too big. It's a nice size to just have at your bedside or put in your purse if you want to do that. It's just not too big and bulky. The other thing I really like are these tabs, these strings. It holds your place. I think that's really kind of cool. And then I personally don't use a journal with lines. I use a journal with this kind of graph. And then I bought this little holder to kind of hold my pen. So I always have my pen with me whenever I'm working on my journal, and a little binder tab. So I'll put the link down in the description below as to where I got this journal, but again, you can use whatever you like. This one I actually like. This I use more for work notes, but I thought I'd show it to you because I think again, it's a nice size. It's softer than this one, and it's a little bigger, but I like that it has the two sections. It does have the lines over here, and then it has a little open space here. Sometimes it's kind of fun to doodle in your journal. I personally don't. I just write. But some people, they're quite creative and artistic, and they kind of like to doodle and draw, and that's kind of nice here. You could do that in the corner. Or in this one, because there are no lines, you could do it in here as well. So the way people write in their journal is different for everyone. It's what you're comfortable with. Some people literally just write, which is what I do. I just write my thoughts. I just write what I'm thinking. I'll write prayers. I'll write whatever. Other people like to draw or do graphs or bullet point. It's what you're comfortable with and what feels good to you. Without getting too personal, my journal writing is very, almost like a prayer. I just write my thoughts, I write my prayers, I write what I'm hoping for, wishing for, longing for, I write what I'm anxious for. I literally write whatever comes to my mind. I don't censor it at all. I don't worry about spelling. I don't worry about if it's grammatically correct. I literally just write. And my sentences will be scattered. I don't care. I'm literally getting what's going on in my brain, what's going on in my head, all the stress, all the anxiety. I literally just want to dump it all onto the page. And I think that's why it's been so helpful for me. I will just write whatever it is I'm thinking and feeling. So much so that I get really concerned about the privacy of my journals. When I'm done with the journal, when I've finished it, I do not hang on to my journals. I know some people who have years and years of journals. I don't. I actually burn my journal or I shred my journal. It's that personal. So for me, it's almost like a ritual and like a cleansing ritual. When I'm done with the journal, I take the time and I take that moment to just shred it or burn it and kind of like send it all away. only to start a new, fresh journal. For me, that's very therapeutic, very cleansing. But again, you have to do what works for you. So after I've written in my journal, the last thing I like to do is read the Bible. I actually have a group of friends from my church, and we're reading the Bible in chronological order for the entire year. So that's usually the last thing I do. And then after that, I just kind of take a moment. Where I sit, I have a beautiful view of my backyard, and we live kind of at the edge of a conservation area, so the back of our house is all woods, and it's just lovely. And so I will just take a minute and kind of gather my thoughts for the day and look outside and just relax and take that moment in. So I would say overall, the entire mental health morning routine is probably about 30 minutes, but you can make it as short or as long as you desire. The only thing I would recommend is to do it, and I would really try to do it every single day, and just maybe challenge yourself. Say, I'm going to do it every single day for 1 month and see how you feel after that month. But I would say do it every single day. If you do it every single day for 10 minutes versus, once or twice a week for 30 minutes or once a month for an hour, my recommendation is every single day. That's how you're going to build a habit. That's how you're going to center yourself for your day. And that's how you're going to discover whether this is something that works for you. So when it comes to mental health morning routines, studies have shown that having this kind of morning routine really does help reduce stress, helps reduce anxiety. It kind of getting all your thoughts out of your head and onto a page there really is something very therapeutic about that. It has been known to decrease depression and anxiety and make you feel more centered for your day. So there are other morning routines that you certainly can do when you're talking about health for your body, for your physical health. Definitely there are other things you could do. You could be getting up in the morning and drinking like a large glass of water, or some people do like lemon water in the morning, or you could do some stretches and some light exercises. Definitely there are things that you could do add on to this, or if you're focusing on your physical health, you could do something like that. But today I'm specifically talking about mental health. And for me, taking the time in the morning to journal, to read a devotion, and to just kind of settle my thoughts and settle my brain helps tremendously. And I really encourage you to give it a try. You can also try doing it in the evening. I know some people, instead of the morning, they do it in the evening, like before they go to bed. And I think that's fantastic if that works for them, or if the timing works for them better. I personally like the morning because it kind of sets me up for my day. It centers me, it puts me on the right track for the day. But that's not to say doing it in the evening can kind of calm you and settle you for a great night's sleep. Maybe in a perfect world we could try both and see. Maybe in the morning, do a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the evening. There are times where I have wanted to write in my journal in the evening if I've had like a hectic day or a lot of thoughts, just swirling around on my brain. I will definitely pull out my journal and read and write in the evening just to kind of get it on the page and get it out of my head. But primarily I do my morning mental health routine every morning, first thing when I get up. Well, first thing when I get up is I make my bed, get a cup of coffee, take my dog out, and then I go upstairs and I have my morning routine. We as caregivers and care partners, we spend a lot of energy taking care of others and helping others and preparing for things that might happen in the day or down the road, calling and making appointments, doctor's appointments, driving here and there, grocery store. We're handling a lot. But if our reserves are not full, if we're not mentally and physically strong and ready for the day, we're not going to be any good for anyone. I encourage you to take care of your health. Put yourself first for a few minutes. It's not selfish. It's perfectly okay. It's actually good for you. It's good for everyone around you. You have to fill up your reserves. You have to be a whole, full, vibrant person before you can even begin to take care of others. Otherwise, it becomes more of like a martyr. You're feeling like a martyr versus something that you lovingly want to do. Caring for a loved one as a care partner is, I believe, a gift. I believe it's special. I believe it's important. And I am very happy to do it. But I know that I need to have myself filled up. I know I need to take time to take care of myself. Otherwise, I'm going to be sick. Otherwise, I won't be well. And then I will be no good for anyone. So again, I encourage you to take care of yourself. I encourage you to take care of your health. And I really encourage you to try to develop a mental health morning routine. So if you like this video, I would love it if you give it a thumbs up or comment below. And if you want to be part of the Parkinson's and Us community, I would love that too. It's a lovely community, a wonderful, supportive community where you will receive nourishing recipes, joyful living tips, and caregiver support straight to your inbox every single week. I'm committed to doing one blog post and one video every week to support caregivers around the world. So until next time, bye for now.